Welcome to a special edition of JMC Live. We're entitling it JMC Live Investigates. And we want to thank everybody in the chat room and all of the people watching this on our YouTube channel also. The reason we're calling it JMC Live Investigates is because we're pretty much investigating the 2010 census. And we're also going to be sharing why we went to NBC4 News and shared our story about a suspicious census worker that came to our home a week ago this Monday. She came to our home on May 3rd, 2010 around 4:30, and she asked some very strange questions. Now, before we get into what this woman asked me, I want to share with you what a census worker is really supposed to be asking, and also what are your privacy rights. As of when you fill out this form, what is your rights to privacy of what you've put on that paper. So let's begin with that, and you can find this actually at the U.S. Census website. It's 2010.census.gov, and you go to that website and it pretty much tells you everything you need to know about what the census is supposed to be doing. Now, when you get your question form, there are 10 questions they ask. And these were the same questions that we filled out. Number 1 is, how many people were living or staying in the house, apartment, or mobile home on April 1st, 2010? Second question is, were there any additional people staying here April 1st, 2010 that you did not include in question 1? Number 3, is this house, apartment, or mobile home, basically are you living in a house, apartment, or mobile home? And you answer that. Number 4 is, what is your telephone number? Number 5, please provide information for each person living here. Start with a person living here who owns or rents this house, apartment, or mobile home. If the owner or renter lives somewhere else, start with any adult living here. This will be person 1. Question 6, what is person 1's sex, male or female? Number 7, what is person 1's age, and what is person 1's date of birth? Number 8, is person 1 of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin? Number 9, what is person 1's race? And number 10, does person 1 sometimes live or stay somewhere else? Now that is all they're supposed to be asking you. If they come to your door and you haven't filled out a paper. Now, let's talk about what this woman who came to my door asked me. On May 3rd, 2010, I get a knock on my door. And this woman says, now first off, she's supposed to identify herself. My name is so-and-so, and I am from the U.S. Census Department, and here is my badge, and blah, blah, blah. This woman did not do that. She never told me her name, never showed me her badge, although it was on her vest. She had a vest like a construction worker would wear, very bright, and with the reflective stripes on it, and it said U.S. Census Worker, or U.S. Census Bureau, actually. And she had a badge, but she never showed me it. She never identified herself. But she had a notebook, and she had all these forms, all these census forms, just like the ones that I read to you off of the website. But the questions she asked me were not about me. She looks at me and says, I'm not here to ask about you. I'm here to ask about your neighbors. And she wanted to know about my present neighbors a little bit. But who she really wanted to know about was the people that used to live on my road here in the rental houses, 2 of them. She wanted to know specific dates when they lived in the home, when they moved, their names, everything that I could give her. She even wanted to know where they moved to. She also wanted to know my landlord's name and my landlord's phone number.
Now on that, can you show them the link where they can find the questions for the form? For those of you that are in the chat, Miranda's going to put the link to the questions in the form, and when we do these videos, we'll put a link in the videos on YouTube to where they're found on the form, so you can actually read this yourself.
I got logged out somehow.
So there we go.
Okay. So for those watching in the chat, there's the link to the 2010 census website and the questions that they're supposed to be asking you. So this woman is asking me these questions. I keep telling her, ma'am, I don't know anything. I don't know. And first off, I'm thinking this is wrong, because this is very suspicious. Why is she asking me about people that aren't even living in the homes anymore? Why is she wanting to know where they went to and everything? Should she be counting the people only that are living in the homes now? And why is she coming to my door and not asking me about me? Because I thought that was what a census worker was supposed to do, was only come to your house to ask about you. So what I did, how much time do I have before we go to break?
All right, 6 minutes.
Okay. So I basically told this woman nothing other than my landlord's name. And when she asked for the phone number, she kept saying, you mean you don't have the phone number on you or anything? And I told her, I said, no, ma'am, my husband has the phone number, and he's at his college class right now, which that was true. And so basically after that, she left. And the reason I didn't give her any information, even the phone number, was because, honestly, they're the U.S. government. They should already have all this information. So after this happened, that night, I called our local sheriff's department here, because I wanted to know, is this supposed to be happening? They told me, the Ross County Sheriff's Department told me they were not sure what the government standards, what the laws were about census workers and so on. They couldn't tell me exactly because they didn't know the laws. But what they did tell me was it did sound suspicious, and that they definitely would advise me to file a complaint with the Census Bureau. So on that note, we're going to check the time and see if we need to go to a break or not. So I think we're going to a break, and when we come back, we're going to share what we found on the actual census website about your privacy, and about what the link actually says is protecting your answers. So we'll be back and talking about protecting your answers, and of course we will post all these links on the sidebars and also in the live chat right now. We'll see you in just a minute.